Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for checking the video out today. We have more PlayStation news, rumors, and leaks to go over and cover today. Getting right into the first topic, we have a pretty significant update on Hogwarts Legacy. This was relayed to us from the official Hogwarts Legacy Twitter account, where they say Hogwarts Legacy will launch on April 4th, 2023 for PS4 and Xbox One, and on July 25th, 2023 for Nintendo Switch. The team is looking forward to bringing you the game, and we want to deliver the best possible game experience across all platforms. They continue here by saying Hogwarts Legacy will launch on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series consoles, and PC on February 10th, 2023, with the 72-hour early access beginning on February 7th, 2023. And it was also confirmed by the developer that the current gen versions and the PC version of this game have actually gone gold. So this is a maybe disappointing update if you are somebody who's still playing on the last gen consoles or was planning to play this on the Nintendo Switch, as it seems you're going to have to wait a bit longer. And I think when a lot of people first saw this, they assumed that it was all versions of the game being delayed. But luckily, if you are looking forward to this game on the PS5 or the Xbox Series consoles or PC, you don't have to worry about that. So at this point, I want to ask you guys, where's your hype level at for Hogwarts Legacy? Is this a day one purchase for you? And also let me know if you were planning to play this game on the PS4 or the Xbox One and how you feel about this delay. Moving on from that, though, we have an update on Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Apparently, it's going to be darker this time, but it's not going to be grim just for the sake of it. Reading from WCCF Tech, they say Star Wars Jedi Survivor, the second entry in the series developed by Respawn Entertainment and Electronic Arts, will be darker but won't be grim for the sake of it, as the game attempts to strike a balance between different elements in its story. Speaking with Entertainment Weekly following the game's official reveal at the Game Awards 2022, actor Cameron Monaghan, who plays main character Cal Kestis, commented on his character's journey up to the start of the new game, saying that the story will be darker and more challenging than in the original game, as it explores the changes on Cal's worldview and on how he interacts with others following years of fighting in a desperate situation. I wanted to see what it looked like for Cal as he aged and what a number of years of fighting in a desperate situation would look like for the character. How does that change his worldview? How does that change the way he interacts with people? How does it affect his decision making? These were all questions we started kicking around while we were making the first game. And then to be able to explore a mature story with Cal, one I would say is more challenging, darker. But something that was always important to me is you don't want things to be grim for the sake of being grim. I think there's a difference between something dark and something joyless. Still finding the adventure of the story was really important, but then also balancing that with something more challenging and interesting for the character, who will ask some really big questions I think people are going to be surprised by. Hopefully we're able to hit people with a couple of gut punches along the way. And it is also worth noting that he does talk a little bit about how Cal Kestis looks a bit different this time around. He looks a bit more grizzled, a bit more hardened, and he has the beard going on with some scars. And a lot of people noticed this right away. Some people, I think, maybe didn't actually like it, but me personally, I like the look they're going for here with Cal in the sequel. I think it makes sense. He's out here trying to survive. He's probably seen some stuff. And so he does touch upon that a little bit, but I figured I would let you guys know about this because after the latest trailer, I do get this sense that this game is going to be a bit darker and a bit heavier, and I do like that. I am also appreciative of the fact, though, that he's making it clear that they're not just making it darker for the sake of it, that they're trying to just find a good balance here. So, yeah, this is a game I'm really excited about. Let me know what you think. Next up, we have a brief update on Kojima Productions. Over on Twitter, the official Kojima Productions account said, Friday, December 16th, Kojima Productions will be celebrating its 7th anniversary. This week, we will be releasing content to commemorate our anniversary. And so I just figured I would let you guys know about this. You might want to keep your eye on this. It's hard to say what this content will be. We did just get the official announcement of Death Stranding 2, and we did get a pretty lengthy trailer, but it seems that not too many details about the game itself were revealed. And one of the bigger questions that people have regarding Death Stranding 2, I think there are two really standout questions. Number one, what gameplay changes are there going to be? Should we expect the gameplay of Death Stranding 2 to be very similar to that of Death Stranding 1? And the second question that I think really stands out is this a 2023 game, or is it coming sometime maybe in 2024? Now, I'm not saying that I'm expecting to get answers to either of these questions with this content that they plan to release on the 7th anniversary. I think, if anything, what we're likely to get is maybe something from Kojima and the team over there at Kojima Productions, maybe just talking about it, some interviews, just a little celebration of sorts, or it could be some new merch, something along those lines. So either way, if you're interested in Kojima Productions and what this content might be, you might want to pay attention to this. Moving on from that, though, we have yet another update in the ongoing Microsoft Activision Blizzard acquisition. This time, it has to do with Microsoft revealing that they offered to allow Sony to put Call of Duty onto PlayStation Plus as part of their 10-year deal. Reading from PlayStation Lifestyle, it says, recently Microsoft offered Sony a 10-year deal to keep Call of Duty and other Activision games on PlayStation consoles as a sweetener to smooth over the intended Microsoft Activision deal. Not only would players be able to play those games on PS4 and PS5, but the Call of Duty franchise would also be included as part of PS Plus. Microsoft offered a 10-year deal to Sony to make sure Call of Duty did not become an Xbox exclusive franchise if the former's intended acquisition of Activision went ahead. This would mean that all future console games released within that period would be available on PS5, the future PS6 console, and perhaps PS4 too. According to sources who spoke to Bloomberg, the deal would also allow Sony to put Call of Duty games on their PS Plus Extra and PS Plus Premium subscription service. Sony has refused to accept the deal so far, despite it getting approval from both Nintendo and Valve. Both companies are yet to comment on the reports. However, the takeover became far more complicated in recent weeks as the FTC announced they would be attempting to block the move. Arguments are still ongoing. So I figured I would update you guys on this. It's worth noting that this is something that was part of the 10-year deal that was already offered to Sony. Now, as of right now, Sony did not sign this deal, and they seem to have no intention to do so. And, this is certainly interesting because I feel like from the perspective of the consumer and of the player, it's difficult to maybe witness Sony kind of be so aggressively against this, because if you're a PS Plus subscriber and you happen to like Call of Duty, this sounds like something you would probably enjoy and get something out of. But we do have to understand that there are a multitude of reasons why Sony is so against this acquisition. And if there's one thing, in my opinion, that has become abundantly clear, is that Sony is not going to take any deal that Microsoft offers. And the only time I could see Sony agreeing to a deal like this, or any deal that Microsoft offers, is if enough time goes by and essentially Sony's lawyers let them know and inform them that, yeah, we're reaching the 11th hour here with this deal. There's nothing more that's going to be done. Microsoft's going to get Activision Blizzard, so you can either sign this deal and get what you get from it, or risk getting nothing. But we are far away from that point, and so because of that, I don't think Sony's going to be budging anytime soon. But, I will definitely be interested to hear what you guys have to say about this. We did not originally hear that Microsoft offered this with this 10-year deal, and clearly they're, putting it out there now to kind of put some more pressure on Sony and the regulators. So let me know your thoughts on that. Next up, we have some pretty significant news regarding Spider-Man 2. First up, we have Insomniac's Spider-Man spotted in the new Across the Spiderverse movie trailer. This is something that I think some fans were expecting. We did talk yesterday about how Insomniac Games seem to be teasing something, and obviously everybody assumes that this has something to do with Spider-Man 2, but some people were also pointing out that we are getting a new trailer for Across the Spiderverse. Maybe it has something to do with that, and it was confirmed that, yes, the PlayStation version of Spider-Man, and I think even Miles Morales, potentially are going to be in this movie. Now, is this the big thing that Insomniac was teasing? It very well could be. I can't say definitively. It is Tuesday. We still have the rest of the week. So, I'm going to hold out a little bit hope that there is a bit more to this. But yeah, this could end up being it, in which case I will be frustrated with myself for getting my hopes up. But we did still learn something pretty interesting about Spider-Man 2, is something seemingly leaked out, that being the release window of Spider-Man 2. This is reading from Push Square, where it says, Spidey fans have been thinking something's cooking over at Insomniac Games lately. Between some social media teases and the appearance of a PlayStation Store page, it does feel like Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is gearing up for some sort of update. We're certainly overdue for some more information on the sequel, so hopefully it's not too far away. Now, eagle-eyed news-hungry fans have stumbled upon what may be the game's release window. Jamie Mayer is one of the writers contributing to Spider-Man 2 at Insomniac and lists the work on her own website. Interestingly, she noted that the PS5 exclusive is scheduled to release in fall of 2023, though this was quickly changed once it started to spread. The website now simply reads 2023. Currently, that's the official line on the game's launch. We only know it's coming next year, and Insomniac Games has assured that the game is on track to hit that. A release date in the fall would have been our guess, and that's when the previous titles in the series launched. Plus, it's typically a very busy period anyway. So, yeah, I have to say, while this isn't the most surprising leak, it's still a pretty interesting leak nonetheless. I think most of us were anticipating a fall release for Spider-Man 2. I did speculate that maybe there's a slight chance that it could come before that, maybe the first half of 2023. But I think most people are thinking September. And I mean, if you look at, what Sony just achieved with God of War, there's no doubt that Sony deciding to release this game, in November during the holiday season certainly helped, God of War Ragnarok hit that 5.1 million copies sold and break that record. So, yeah, there we have it. Apparently, Spider-Man 2 is targeting a fall 2023 release. Now, the only question that remains is what month in fall of 2023? And are we going to learn about that release date specifically anytime soon? I will be sure to keep you guys updated. Now, we are moving on to the final topic here, which talks about the revamped PlayStation 5 with the detachable disc drive. Apparently, this console is already in the hands of developers. It's working flawlessly, and a reveal could be right around the corner. Reading from WCCF Tech, they say a couple of months ago, we heard rumors that Sony was planning to release a major revamp of the PS5 in 2023. Of course, they've already revised the system multiple times, reducing its weight and power consumption, amongst other things, but this would be a bigger overhaul featuring a new form factor with a detachable Blu-ray disc drive. This would allow Sony to simplify, offering only one base PS5 SKU. The current two models with and without a disc drive would be phased out. Of course, we still haven't heard anything official about this new PS5 model, but according to reliable insider Tom Henderson, the original source of these rumors, the machine is now in developers' hands, and the detachable disc drive mechanism works flawlessly. So this is exactly what Tom Henderson tweeted out. Small update on the PlayStation 5 that has a detachable disc drive. I've heard from two people now that the test kit is in people's hands and it, quote, works flawlessly, end quote. We should hear more about it officially soon. So, yeah, this is something I wanted to update you guys with because we did get confirmation that Sony is going to be attending CES 2023. CES happens in January, and it's when all of the big tech companies get together to show off their latest products. And in the past couple of years, PlayStation has had a pretty decent presence there. For example, at CES 2022, Jim Ryan came out on stage, revealed PlayStation 5 tournaments, and talked all about PSVR 2. So there is a decent chance we could maybe see this announced at CES 2022. I mean, it would be the place to do it. But if not, it seems like it's on track to be revealed very soon. And I gotta admit, I'm very interested in seeing what this console looks like and how it's going to work. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. I hope you did find it informative. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notification icon, and feel free to share the video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.